Hello everyone. Uh, yeah, that's up to H.
Stop being a straight gay man. Straight gay man? White gay man.
I mean,
I mean,
bro, I literally got on my computer
That's
2
so
minutes
true,
ago. Can you give me
Taylor.
some break?
Freudian slip.
uh, let me.
Wait, I can hear it now.
It's just
Why
very
is
slow. It's just
Taylor?
really
Yeah, why is
slow.
Taylor down a fucking well though?
Did I fix it?
Well, Taylor is
What do you
down a
mean?
well.
Okay,
so
fixed. I know. I think we're fixed now.
Yeah, I think I should have fixed it.
What are you doing? What?
I think the audio should be good now.
Yeah, the audio is just Discord.
Yeah, but I had the audio input capture and output capture both disconnected, so it didn't capture anything.
but it looks like it's good now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's try.
Also,
Let's do it once more. One more time. Hello, everyone.
also,
This is Plat, Member Sterney, our own podcast, Bronze Babble, episode 16. I'm your host Thorny. Sorry for some technical difficulties, and with me are the beautiful Taylor, Jamet, and Dovey.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you guys think about the tournament so far? We've had 6 games happen. That's like a third of the playoffs done, and I mean,
I can't wait for it to be over in like March.
I mean, considering we've had like 6 games all around 1 or 2 weeks, I think we're pretty much on pace as well. We're gonna have more games on this weekend and on Monday. We're gonna be halfway done through playoffs by the end of Monday. And let's start with the first game that actually happened, which is FaZe against Atlantic. And should we be selling FaZe stocks? Is the question that I have for you guys.
Yeah.
Is there any concerns
Yes.
for the
If you
FaZe
ever
team?
bought any FaZe stocks, sell them now. Or honestly, you should have sold them immediately after the game happened. But honestly, the FaZe Scrimbucks, they're not looking good either.
I bought them now.
I think that's a little
By the
hot.
dip.
I mean, that's
By
a
the
little
dip.
hot. You like there are at least 2 very good players on FaZe.
Would you care to give us specifics?
Heath.
Heath and Nana. I think they've both been really, really good. I think FaZe's problems are also very fixable. I don't feel like it's oh, we lost one game and we've got to, just throw it all out. I think it's a very, very fixable.
Yeah, that's fair. But also, I have seen Nana bottom fragment games. So
yeah, but Nana's just like locked in for FaZe games. That's why.
That's fair. That's fair.
Guys,
Not locked in for ranks.
Heath changed his stance like 12 times in the last week, and now he has his perfect stance, so they can't lose.
That's actually true. That's very true.
W leaks. And talking about the game itself, FaZe picking in first map of Summit, and they ended up losing it. And I don't know if any of you guys remember the game, if you have any thoughts about it.
I mean, not so much on the summit. I feel like the summit was just, it was just like a normal game. I think unfortunately FaZe were on the losing side, but I don't think it was like a disaster, and that there was a lot to fix. I mean, we can talk about the other maps in a sec.
I had a lot of thoughts about Summer 2 weeks ago when I casted that game. I kind of forgot. It's been a while.
I mean, it was about to be a disaster, like it was 10 to half. And then FaZe kinda brought it back to not look so dog shit.
Mm. I think it was a 0-8 start as well. So, I mean, my personal opinion as the player who played that game, if we don't go 0-8, if one of the runs goes our favor, we win that map. But obviously, that's up to chance at that point. And Taylor, you said you had some thoughts about the other maps. I'm curious to hear what is.
You know what? It's the sunset. I thought was actually a good game out of phase. I mean, yeah, it was kind of Heath just doing whatever Heath wanted to do, but you set him up to play that way, and it works perfectly. Ascent, however, that's where I think the troubles really started. On the defense side, not to be so horrible to your team, Thorny, but what I was seeing did not bring me a lot of confidence in that Ascent game specifically. On the defense, the attack was, I mean, it was better, but I think it's a fixable issue. But the Ascent was a hard watch.
Yep.
Yeah, I will also say, you said that like if one of those 8 starting rounds on Summit go your way, well, from what I remember, it never really felt like, oh, it's so close and they're just barely losing. It was like, yeah, Atlantic are kind of just a better team in this situation. So I don't know if you would have won even if you'd won like some of those rounds.
I remember there was one round where FaZe had a Viper spit down a main. The Viper got the entry kill, and then Knight just walks up to the pit, shoots one bullet, and one taps the Viper through the pit. And I
Unfortunate.
have reported him for cheating, but nothing has come out of it. So
I think that's a skill issue.
I mean, it might as well be. But Map 3 Ascent, yeah, I agree. FaZe were a little bit China pilled there, not going past the barrier even once, given maybe a little bit too much space to the attacking sides. But I mean, as a FaZe player, I don't think you should sell your FaZe stocks. I think we've got something cooked up for next game, which is gonna be never as well, because I think both Heath and Dragonfly OD are leaving for a week in August, and I'm also gonna be unavailable for a lot of that time. So FaZe play the first game of the tournament and then never play again.
Buy the dip is what you're saying.
Yeah, buy the dip. We're
Buy low,
winning it
sell
all.
high. Buy low, sell high. Absolutely.
We're going on a training arc in August, and then we're coming back and we're winning it all.
Are you going on a training arc or are you going on holiday?
Why not both?
Okay.
You know what? Fair enough.
And after this, I want to talk a bit about their opponents in the first game, who are Atlantic, a team that maybe people have underrated coming into this tournament, but they start off really strong, going 0-4. No, what's it? 2-0.
What?
What? Two? What am I saying?
0-4.
Yeah, going 2-0 so far in groups, beating FaZe 2-1 and then disposing of Hot as well 2-0. And let's talk a little bit about the first game. Obviously, we already mentioned them, and let's talk more about the Atlantic Hot game, which was, in my opinion, a much closer game in terms of skill power as well.
Most definitely. The Hot looked very good against Atlantic. I mean, it was 13-11, 14-12, a couple rounds, a couple clutches, and it's a 2-0 for Hot. So I don't think there's much to there's not much to pick out in that game. Really, I think both teams just played well.
Yeah, I mean, I will also say, I think, I mean, of course, Atlantic with a very nice start with that 2-0, setting themselves up very well. I mean, it is still technically possible for them not to finish top 3, but some miracles would have to
Yeah,
happen.
absolutely.
So they pretty much set themselves up to not start in the lower bracket, which of course is probably your primary goal in the group stage, right? But I will also say it does kind of feel okay, like they. I mean, how do I say this? How do I say this without being rude? It kind of feels like their opponents weren't the strongest we've seen. Like they, of course, Atlantic played well. And I haven't watched all of the hot Atlantic game. I've watched the other hot game, of course, but it just kind of feels like Group Alpha is relatively weak, and it would be very surprising to me if Atlantic hadn't won those games, honestly.
I mean, at the start of the season when we were doing power rankings, I think you rated Atlantic maybe lower than FaZe, or like I was the only person advocating that Atlantic are maybe a sleeper team, because I mean they've shown us that like they have the firepower, they have the incredibly good as well, just basics in terms of trading each other out. The roles make sense, and I mean Knight is on fire. Maybe trying
Oh
to
yeah,
prove,
Knight is playing very well.
yeah, trying to prove maybe some of his haters wrong after season 1. Yeah, and I mean they are yet to play Ecstasy and NIP, and I think the Atlantic Ecstasy game might happen relatively soon. But then let's talk about their opponents in the second game that Atlantic played, Hot. And Hot aren't really looking too hot. And Gemma, do you have any maybe thoughts about Hot and what their issues might have been? I think you casted one of their games as well, right?
No.
No? Oh yeah, that was me and
No.
H. Yeah, oh yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't look too bad how Hot is playing. Like we had the game we just talked about versus Atlantic. It was a very, very close game. We already talked about that. And the game versus NIP, I think they also showed some really good structure where you could see them. They have a basis where they can improve on. And to be honest, like NIP is just a team when you just look at it and just see Capo and Pandira on the team. I don't know the other names really, but when I watched them, they all seemed like a really stacked team. So they don't think it's like shameful to lose against them, and I'm happy to see more of Hot in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Hot are still in an okay spot here to maybe get into that third spot. I think I mean, no, wait. I don't think I literally don't think they can overtake either NIP or Atlantic. I mean, NIP, they could overtake NIP if NIP went on to lose all 3 of the next games, which I don't think is gonna happen. But the Hot should really be looking to punch for that third slot here, I think. And I think it's totally possible. I think I could see them beating FaZe. And I mean, we haven't seen anything of Ecstasy yet, right? They haven't played yet. They'll play later this week, next week, depending on how
Monday, I
you view it.
believe.
Yeah, it's this week and next week potentially. We're still waiting for confirmation. They might have back-to-back games on Sunday and Monday, but yeah.
Well, let's hope that goes well for them. But yeah, I mean, it's still totally possible for Hot to punch in that third seat here, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
What would you say their like issues are at the moment? Because we watched their Lotus, I think, especially against NAP just yesterday, and they were struggling. Like Taylor, I remember you were on the desk for that game. Do you have any thoughts maybe about the roles happening on their team, or just some maybe macro issues?
I think a lot of it in the game yesterday did come down to the macro. I don't think anyone was necessarily like shooting bad or anyone made any like specific bad play. I just think watching, especially on the Lotus, their defense was just really, really slow to do nearly anything. But it's a fixable issue. I think maybe we don't know what the team environment is like. Maybe some people just felt off on the day. Maybe the comms weren't as clean. These things happen. I don't think it's the end of the world. The position they're in, as you said, like yeah, they're 0-2, but they could easily punch and easily sneak into like a third spot. And they have faced, at least for me, the two best teams in that group. So
Okay.
to face those two teams and at least in one of them play them close, it's a good sign for the future. I just wish maybe they had built upon it even more in the NIP game, but it's power of hindsight.
Yeah, and the only thing I might say is that they're all. I was in the Discord call after the game of Hot against NIP, and I remember they were talking about, they were like complaining to me about having some role issues, and I don't know how much it maybe portrays, but for me personally, when I was watching that game, I was thinking season one tournament, incredible on smokes. This time, season two looks like he's playing full time duelist for them, and especially on that Phoenix on Lotus, I think he was struggling a little bit, and maybe the double duelist approach doesn't really suit them. Do you think it would be better off playing something else, or?
I mean, I think yes. I think Duck seems quite comfortable, like on the controller, but at least from what we've seen from Tono, I think that their level goes up when they are playing the smokes. I think if it was up to me, I would put Shipty on just full-time duelist because they look incredible. Like the impact they were having yesterday was just beyond. Even if the score wasn't that forgiving, the impact that they brought, especially on the Haven, on the Jet. If I'm that team, I think I switch around the roles and I go for more comfort over forcing someone to play something that either they're not comfortable with or they don't have as much experience on.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think the way to play in these tournaments is to just fully lean into comfort. And even like honestly, even if that means for them to go like triple controller, I think that could low-key cook. I like you kind of just have to lean into it fully. You just fully go for it, and people just won't be ready to play against it if you do go for something like fully out of whack, like a triple controller. Or we also saw NIP playing that per Mateo, which also is just like a full comfort pick, right? And it worked perfectly fine. I think you just have to fully lean into it.
Yeah, and I mean, you stole it right from my eyes. I was about to transition into talking about off-meta picks because NIP are going against the meta, playing the Permatejo, Goofy, and I mean, they look kind of unstoppable.
I will say I don't think that comp is or the way they play the game. I mean, the way they play the game is obviously like very good and dictates how well they do. But it's just like I don't think the comp is what makes them play so well. I think them playing so well enables them to do so well on the comp they choose to run, right? Because they kind of just look like a team of shooters. They kind of just looked like they were out shooting their opponents.
I respectfully would disagree on that because I think some of their set execs, just how drilled they are, especially on Haven. I think Taylor highlighted that on Discord in the interview. Don't remember which one. I mean, it just looks that this team, they just play whatever they feel like they can run with, and then they're so drilled, and each piece of util comes in like at the perfect time. And obviously, Kaipo are just also an incredible shooter. I think they are number one in stats so far after this one game that they've played. And it's kind of a mixture of both. But I just think
I mean,
maybe some of the teams, especially coming into playoffs, can maybe anti-threat the solo Tejo approach on Haven, for example.
yeah, for sure. But I will go back to that. For sure, like their execs look drilled and they look good on the comp they choose to run, right? And I wasn't trying to dispute that, but like what comes to mind is like one round on Lotus, in the post plant in like a 5v3 or something, and Pandy just chooses to swing into waterfall and kills two, and it's like that's not. I mean, he doesn't need to do that, but he was just like Pandy and the entire team were just fully brimming with confidence and just taking those fights and just winning. and it's that has nothing to do with their comp or how drilled they are. He was just killing them, and they all were.
Yeah, 100%. I think there was a round on Haven. I think it was the last round actually, or second to last round. And as much as I agree that I think that what they're doing is very well drilled, like we spoke to Kai yesterday on the interview, and they said that they have the strat book and they are telling people, right, put that util there, put that util there, and then once you're done with that, just do whatever you want kind of thing. So I think it's a bit of a 50-50 of they are shooting and they are playing in a free-flowing kind of way, but they have the set plays that kind of makes it harder to understand what they're going to do, because each round you're thinking, are they going to do a set play or are they just going to walk in and just kill as many people as they want? Like going back to Pandiro on Haven, he just walks in and kills 2 people on B, just incredible shots, and then the round from that point is near on guaranteed. But it's only guaranteed because he has done what he wanted to do, but they have the set play going at the same time. So I think it's a 50-50, and that's what makes the team so strong.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yep. Jamet, any thoughts on maybe on the team?
Yeah, I think the approach that Taylor just mentioned is actually also really good for Kaipo, because I think they are the IGL, and if you have like the best player on your team playing the IGL and just have set strats, and after that your team can just do whatever they want, you can also like focus on your aim, and I think it really shows in Kaipo's stats that he that they were able to focus on the aim. That's why I think the approach is actually very good for this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more to say. They just look really, really good.
Yep. And the next game that NIP are gonna play are gonna be against a team that hasn't played yet, but they're definitely a real team. Trust me. Team actually terribly cursed. I mean, something has happened to this team since we last saw them, right? Some roster moves have
Yeah.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Wait, actually, I want to check how many of the same people are even on the team anymore.
I
Isn't
think
it
only
2
one
or
player.
3?
I think
Was
one
it
of
only
them.
Yeah,
one?
I'm pretty
It's
sure
only one
it's
player.
just Jesse.
Yeah. Wait, no. Ecstasy. No. Isn't Alex, Cinder, and Ryako still on that team?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's on. So it's Annie gone from this team and replaced by
Zaiden.
uh by Zach. Yeah. I don't know what their game name is, but I'm looking at the database. I don't know. Thoughts on this team? I know we haven't seen them yet, but
I mean,
Well, math
it's
material. Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
oh
Go
no,
on,
sorry,
Tyler.
David. All I was going to say is I don't have anything to say. I don't really know. Unfortunately, the only player that I know on this team is Jesse, and they were on the, as nasty as it to say, one of the bad-looking teams in season 1. Although they played well, that they were not the problem, but everyone else is kind of an unknown, so it's hard to rate until we've seen an actual game.
For sure, but I will say, math material just said in the YouTube's chat to invest in ecstasy stock. So I think I will trust math material's judgment here and invest in ecstasy stock.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Math
actually
Material is
not
their
be
new
good
coach
here.
as well, so maybe the coach is leaking something.
Who is the new coach?
I mean, Math Material, the person you said was in the YouTube chat.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because his Discord display name is almost ecstasy.
I mean,
So
Jesse told me
thought he
to.
wasn't.
Jesse told me today that Math Material is their new coach.
Oh, so it was like a verbal agreement before the signing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean that.
then we shall trust the coach.
Yeah.
In saying that the team is good. So let's see them go up against Nip.
Yeah, do you think they can
is
beat NIP?
perhaps one of the best teams who have played so far.
Yeah. Do you think they can beat NIP?
I think they can.
I mean, we can't say for sure. I would give it like a. I
Give
mean,
me
to
a
put it
percentage.
into a typical percentage, I think it's like a 40% for them to win.
Even with the VODs available now to anti-strat maybe a little bit?
Yes, I don't think. I mean, in theory, the solo Teo or just the Teo in general should be anti-stratable, but I think NIP are gonna have enough shit up their sleeve that it's gonna be real difficult.
Oh,
I don't
maybe I'm
think
a
they
lot
showed even
higher.
remotely all that they have.
Maybe I'm a lot higher on Nip because, to be honest, I don't know if Nip play the way they played yesterday. I don't know if anyone can beat them. If I'm being honest, I don't see it. I think they're incredible.
I think that's fair. I'm giving Ecstasy 40% because I'm in on the Ecstasy stock, you know?
Yeah, I like
want
that.
them to
I like
win.
that.
Yeah, and speaking about if anybody can beat NIP, let's move over to Group Omega and let's talk about Newt. Because Newt
Yes!
are
Oh,
looking
yeah!
primed.
Yes!
Primed in terms of looking like Prime Fanatic, because every round they do an exec with 10 seconds left on the clock. Branded
And
by
you
branded
love it. You
branded
love it.
as the most boring team by some players. I mean, my personal opinion, they were playing the most normal, good-looking Valorant out of every team so far. Like the retakes on Lotus, I think, are looking like chef's kiss. But we have two Newt players as well on the podcast today, so maybe
It's not biased. It's not biased. Don't
Yeah.
worry. It's not biased.
The podcast is definitely not biased. Don't worry about us.
It's not.
We never
Yeah.
will
top
be.
heavy. It's not top heavy. Don't worry.
And yet, all that good, honest Valorant is still not enough to stop Autumn from dropping 31 on both of you. So, talk to me through about like both of the games that you guys played and kind of your thoughts about both of the teams that you have faced as well as your own team.
Jamie, you go first.
So the first game versus Leviathan, I was really nervous. It was my first game in PCMT, and I think the best thing in our team is that we have like the most calm and best IGL in the whole fucking world. I'm sorry, Heike is I don't know, his IGLing. If you see the rounds, how we play it, it's all him. It's mostly all him. And I think that's why the others can concentrate so much, and the shooting just gets very easy. I think that's like the big reason why we had like such a nice time to play against versus Leviathan. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the first game.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think the comms are just so calm, and I know that people talked about, like, oh, the team's going to be vibey, it's just going to be vibes. That's true. It is a very vibey team. Even when we're down, like the mental is still there. Like it's not an issue. Like on the Ascent, we were down 9-3, and we still nearly brought it back. So that's not the the mental is not the issue, especially for the second game. I think the first game I was expecting it to be a lot harder than it actually was. Like that's obviously no shade to Leviathan. I just expected it to be harder with the caliber of players they have. I think the second game, I'm not going to go into it too much because I will crash out. But there were outside circumstances which made that game a lot more difficult than it had to be, and that's all I'm going to say on that game.
Yeah, both the second game also the circumstances. I don't want to say that we would have won without them, but I definitely think we would have went to map 3, and we would have a banger map 3 to watch.
I mean, that match was already just a banger to watch already.
And I want to mention, Thorny, you said that Autumn stomped us, but I went positive against her. That's what I want to mention.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was like Autumn was killing everyone except Jamma, and Jamma was just like Autumn's kryptonite the entire game.
Not only, but the most times I died to her was when she dashed on me with the judge.
A fair and balanced gun. They definitely nerfed it. Don't worry about it.
So what you're saying is to beat Newt, you just have to run at them with the judges.
No, no, no.
You need to run at me with judges.
Also, we heard Jamma's opinion on Heike's ITLing, right? Taylor, Heike or Gino?
Why are you doing that to me? Why are you doing that to me? You're like that's horrible. You're asking me to pick between my PCMT team and my Premier team. You can't do that to me.
I can. I just did.
Okay, they both have very different calling styles, but they're both very easy to adapt to, and they both make the game very, very easy to play, where you can just focus on what, like, you know what you have to do, and if you execute that game plan, then everything goes well. And it's the same for both of them. They're similar but different.
That's a very fair answer. It is also a very diplomatic answer.
Don't ever ask me a question like that. It's horrible. It's a horrible question.
Taylor's on his best behavior for this podcast, and we can all be
I
proud of
am.
him.
I am.
Yeah. And okay, if we're talking about Newt, like let's close out this segment. Do you think they should have any problems closing out the other games that they have in their group?
No.
Answer this very carefully. Everyone other than Jamit, answer this very carefully.
Right. I will say, I think Group Omega is quite strong, but I will also say that Newt already played against two of the very strong teams. Of course, we don't know how Nats are gonna look. But I think there's a good chance, and now with Newt being 1-1, for them to clinch one of those top 3 spots. But we will see.
Jamet, do you think you can win your group?
I don't think that Sock will win all the games that will come next. So and we will win all our games. So we will end first in the group. That easy.
Yep.
Yeah, I would actually be surprised if SOG won all of their games going forward. I think LARP. Okay, well, we'll talk about LARP in a sec, and about SOG, of course. But I think there's a decent chance that they do not beat LARP.
Yeah, and there was actually a perfect way for Jammer to transition us into the next segment, which is, are Sox still the favorites to win the tournament? Because, I mean, as both of you just said, Soga are looking kind of shaky, especially with players missing, players going on holidays, and overall, I feel like the team mental may be not as good as people might have expected at the start of the tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to say. But Sogs certainly don't look like the odds-on favorites. I mean, I guess I would still put them as the number 1 team to go win by percentage. Because I just think the potential in that team is insane still. But they didn't quite look like they were realizing that potential in this game against New. So, although of course it was with 2 subs, so however you might think that impacted the game, it certainly will have been different to how the main roster will play and how it will look. So it's kind of still hard to say because we haven't seen their main roster play. But
I mean, Dovey, you were casting that game, right? And
yeah.
I mean, I think after the game, we also heard Autumn say and talk about in the chat that they were actually just running it down essentially. And I mean, it worked because of the individual prowess, but overall, it doesn't look too promising if your main strat is just run it down and depend on aim.
I'm not sure if that's true. I think because of their aim, they might be able to get away with it. And not only might they be able to get away with it, it actually might be one of the better strats they can run. Because as much as we love to be strategic and have that depth, that analytical depth to us in the PCMT circuit. Oftentimes you will just lose to people running it down on you, because at the end of the day, you get shot, you die, as a wise man said. I think it actually might be their best strategy to run it down.
Yeah, I also think the running it down part was like the main issue that we had against them, especially on Ascent. Like we couldn't find a way to stop them, even though we had 2 Sentinels. So I actually don't think that running it down is a bad strat for them, as Davi said.
That's also because you kept playing strong side A, even though they kept hitting B 11 out of 12 rounds. That was a hell of a game to cast, because you just didn't. You could have just 4-stacked B to start with or something.
Yeah, I only rewatched the second half because it was much more fun.
That's fair. You know what? I get that. But I mean, you had an info sentinel. You could have stuck on A alone and been fine. At least survived. You could have just. I mean, because the Sage stall would have absolutely killed these XX, but you kept not having the Sage there.
Yeah, but even then, even though like they were just ran over on their defense, on their attack they almost made a comeback. In fact, they made it a 13-11 game, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah,
it's not like Stog look untouchable in this Smeaggy playstyle, I would say. Like,
As I said, they are very touchable.
Yes.
and
This has been
also
said, yes.
it also ended up being a little bit of a bane in Stog's existence. Like something that I noticed trying to watch that game is that a lot of the time they go for the dry reclears, especially off of some noise made by the other side, which genuinely just roped Autumn into taking 1v3, 1v2 peaks and just giving away free picks, especially on Lotus. I think it was noticeable the lack of info they provide. I mean, Autumn obviously can win those fights, but you can't win them all. And a lot of the times when you have to rely on your aim to re-clear space, people are gonna be aware of it, and Nude have been aware of it already. So it's like not an unknown quantity.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of just difficult to judge how it will go until we see the actual full roster. Because I will say, I think Knight and Luna will play the game in pretty different ways. Not that so that, of course, there was the controversy. We don't really want to touch on it. But I actually don't think Luna is like a downgrade from Knight, like at all. I think the people complaining about that haven't played with Luna yet. But they do play the game in pretty different ways. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep, and okay, we've talked about entertaining games. Then let's talk about another team that have given us, I mean, one not really entertaining game, but the second one is definitely my favorite game of both seasons so far. It's LARP, it's the Swedish Mastodons, who, I mean, they had a pretty bad start, but they seem to have recovered playing against Seal, their second game. 2 maps being complete stomp, 13-3 on Sunset, then losing 2-13 on Lotus, and map 3 of Haven going into double or like triple overtime, 16-14, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, Dovey, you already said that LARP look like a team that can, from here, from this position that they're in, they can go on to beat SOG. So tell me, why do you believe in this team right now?
They just look really, really good. I mean, it's kind of hard to form into words, but it's like, I don't know, they just play the game so well. It's kind of difficult to pinpoint one exact thing. They just actually look really, really good.
You think getting blown out 2-13 on Lotus is playing a good game?
Well, I will say I think those first 2 maps, I will attribute both of those blowouts not to LARP but to Seal, because I think on Sunset it was. I mean, LARP played a good Sunset, but I think the reason that Sunset went the way it did is because we hadn't well, we were just shit at Sunset at the end of the day. That's kind of what happened. And we hadn't ever played Sunset as our full squad. And then what happened on Lotus is that we had played that as our full squad. And we just looked really good. We played that really well. And of course, like, there was a difference in quality from LARP as well between those two maps. Otherwise, these kind of blowouts don't happen. But I would attribute these massive differences more to Seal's inconsistency than LARP's.
Yeah, Jemmet, you wanted also to say something on this. I kind of agree with you, Dovey, on this, but
Yeah, I just think that when you look at the player Lab has, it's just I don't think there is any weakness in the team. I think I only played like once with Kiraman and I think his IGLing is actually very insane. So I expect this team to go deep in the tournament, especially with the player like Ellie. Like they are my kryptonite. I played 2 times against them now, and I always get shot in the head when I peek them. But also the other, like, as Synth also has like the biggest clutch moments sometimes. Mida just a season 1 MVP and Oddle the operator demon. So I actually think especially with Kiraman on the IGLing spot, this team I think they're a top 3 team, to be honest.
Yeah, I would honestly agree with that. Also, we have our own rock, paper, scissors now, do we? Not quite formed, but Jamet beats Autumn. Ellie beats Jamet. We just need to see Autumn beat Ellie.
I mean, I do think, whilst I do agree, in the game against Seal, Gino was so close to getting a 1v3 to win the game for Seal, and I do feel like this conversation is a hell of a lot different if that happens. Like I
disagree.
I don't want to say we're overrating LARP, but I think we're maybe a little too high on them. I don't think they're top 3. As much as, and the players are incredible. This is nothing against the players whatsoever. But from what I've seen, I'm not filled with a lot of confidence.
yeah,
That's
I
interesting.
also. Oh, sorry.
No, go on, Thorny. Go on.
I'm just concerned about their consistency because the LARP that we've seen in game 1 and the LARP that we've seen game 2 are 2 completely different teams. And also, it's not like that game 2 they looked insane. I would say that map 3 was a muddy Valorant. The glue factories were working overtime. And I think it's like that map 3 just came down to Kira saving all the kills from Lotus and putting his everything out on that map 3, dropping the so far kill record for one map at 33. And I
kind of disagree with everyone else's assessment on Haven because it didn't, like, yes, we could have won Haven, but I feel like if we had won Haven, it would have been really fraudulent. Across that map of Haven, I think Seal played a better game than us, and the fact that we got into this triple overtime is like amazing. And personally, I'm very happy with how that Haven ended up going. I'm not sad that we didn't win that map because we didn't deserve to win that map. At least it certainly didn't feel like it.
I agree. I get what you're saying, but the mark of a good team and the mark of champions is when you can close out the scruffy, scrappy, fraudulent wins. And I think that LARP were very, very close to being on the losing side. And as much as, yeah, they did win, but it wasn't a confident win. Like, if it was, first 2 maps are stomped, and then the 3rd map is, if I want to rate LARP higher, I have to see more than being a very scrappy, as Thorny said, glue game of Valorant. Because, again, what I've seen just hasn't filled me with anything to say, oh, they're, top 3.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm probably gonna ended up saying the same thing, but like if I'm talking about like the quality of Valorant, I think LoRd definitely have what it takes, and at times they've shown brilliance. I think, especially that heavy attack side, their calling from Kira was immaculate. Especially, I think second round of their attack, they lost the pistol, and then on their eco round, they call an insane fake where Neon walls down C, Euro throws a TP, fake, Neon slides backwards back into main, and then they get a free A side post plant with 5 classics alive. And this is where my bite at LARP begins, is that their post plants are just I don't want to swear. I'm not even gonna say anything. Their post plants are really, really, really bad, especially on that A side. Like that 1v3 that GH almost pulled off to keep them in the overtime was on A post plant where they just peek him. And a lot of the times on their A post plants, they go way too many people put into main or put onto the watching the flank area, which is another dig I have at LARP, because you have Cypher, who has 2 tripwires, and both of them are saved for post plant. And multiple times in those post plants, not just on A, on any side, LARP ended up dying from flanks because their tripwires were not just unconventional, they were just absent a lot of the time. So, I mean, I know this is just a small issue that can be easily fixed, but it just doesn't speak to me that this team is a serious contender until they can show me that they can keep up a consistently good performance.
I think that's fair, but I still disagree. If I could buy large stocks right now, I would.
I mean, I think we've agreed that we're gonna buy stocks from almost every team so far. It's everybody's
no.
looking at an
Rich.
upswing.
We are rich.
It's not we agreed. Someone set up for
Yeah,
every team.
yeah,
It wasn't all of us though. We're buying different stocks, baby.
yeah.
Diversifying the portfolio.
We need to do a VFL for PCMT.
I can't lie, I actually might set up something.
Let's
I'm
go,
gonna look
Dovi.
at it.
Let's go, Dovi.
But also let's speed up because I have to go soon.
Yep. I mean, we've got only 1 or 2 segments left so far, and I mean, we've talked about Seal a little bit, and Dovi, you can tell us a little bit more, maybe about the team that have played their first official 1 day before actually gathering their whole squad, which is, I mean, and they've still shown promise, especially on
Yeah,
that
no,
Lotus.
I'm not worried about my team, honestly. I think with more time, which we now have, we will improve because that's generally, I mean, this is also what we saw from Mischiefs last season. And, you know, of course, we have 3 of the same core. Although, I mean, I guess 2.5 because I wasn't part of the core, I guess. But, you know, like, it's a Geno run team. It's going to look relatively similar. Of course, it is different, but, you know, there are the similarities. And I think we will look better in our next game, which is great. I'm pretty happy with our performance in that game. Honestly, I mean, I would have just liked for us to have more time before it. That's it pretty much. And I think with more time before it, if we knew like a week before, we would have had time to like actually talk to each other at some point. And get ready for the game, and then perhaps we could have beaten Lark Pyatt then, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean the roster from the differences in the roster between the start of the season and the one that we have right now is Ryoken and Spolin, I believe, are on Nats,
Yeah.
and then Udovi and Ava are on Seal now. So a 2-for-2 swap.
From Max. Yeah.
Yeah, to basically just fix the availability issues, I believe, that were plaguing
Yes.
the original Nats roster. And I mean, this is kind of let's still stick with Seal. I just wanted to ask Taylor and Jamet, like, what are your thoughts on like the updated Seal roster? Because we've rated them. I'm pretty sure we rated them in A tier before the changes, And the changes, I mean, we know Dovi and Ava are amazing players. Would you say that Seal, after they get prep time, are contenders to win it all?
I think from what I've heard, like from Gino, I think he's like a good IGL that like maybe needs some time to get along with his team, maybe to set up some strats and other things. So I think the roster moves maybe really affected him. So I'm thinking that like from now on, the Seal will only get better and better.
Yeah, I say the same thing. Like having played under Gino, I think definitely the changes would have at least racked his brain a little bit. Would have changed how he views his game. But I agree with Jamet. I think it's going to be the same as Misk last season. Every game they're only going to get better, better, and better. I don't think necessarily that they have any sort of downside, really. I mean, all the players are really solid. So I just think, yeah, I agree with Jamet. It's just going to get better, better, and better each time.
I mean, they have Gotaka. What more
They
to say?
do have
Exactly.
Gotaka,
We do have Gotaka.
so it's 3 wins if he's on the team.
And
Not
yeah,
amazing.
to support what you said there, we did change what I think there was one comp across 7 maps that we didn't change, and that is still under consideration. So that, I mean, tiny minor leak, but no one knew our comps before. No one really knows our comps now, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, a lot changed with the roster changes, and we now have the time to compensate. And I do think like the more time we have to practice together, the more the team will gel and the better it will go.
Yeah, and that sounds amazing. And I think this is the end of the EU segment unless anybody has anything else to say. We've gone through every team. The next games are gonna be on Monday. We've got Ecstasy taking on Nip and Seal taking on Nats. There might be a game on Sunday. I'm still not sure. And after the Monday, we would have concluded the first half of playoffs. 10 games would have been played out of the 20, and every single team would have played at least a single time. And then we're gonna go on a player break in August. A little bit of a forced break, but uh, it's been Thorny, Taylor, Jamet, and Zoe with you on this EMEA broadcast of Bronze Babble episode 16. And I'm gonna send it into a little bit of a break before we swap to NA.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Me when I lie. A segment of Bronze Babble episode 16. I am joined by my beautiful analysts here, really thoughtful people. I have Ender,
Hello.
Knight,
No.
Fuzzy the Cat,
Hello.
and I'm your host, Pi. We have some absolutely exceptional games to go over, but first, we have a very special segment here. We're going to watch over the newly released Hater's Guide to Season 3 by Tenyaku. Let's pull it up. And can we get a screen share? That'd be great.
Welcome to the Hater's Guide. Wow.
Dude, we have a new production today, so it's
Yeah, shout out Thorny.
some good stuff.
Tape is
W
not
Thorny, though,
available.
for starting new production with this. It's good.
It's good.
Played
We
for
got it.
PCMT Season 3. If you don't know, my name is Tenyaku. I am a member of the Plat community. If you don't know exactly what PCMT is and you're watching this video, I'm not going to go super in depth because I kind of already explained that in my Season 2 Hater's Guide video. So if you want the whole lore behind that, you should probably check that out. But yeah, I'm doing this for Season 3 now. Super late. We're like halfway into the season. I said I was going to do this before Masters London, or I was going to try and do it before Masters London. Yikes. My bad. Things to know about Season 3. We have a lot more teams this time. We have 16 teams. We have 80 players. A lot of the stats are automated now. We have a lot more casters, a lot more producers, a lot more observers, a lot more everything, right? It's a lot bigger. Because Season 2 took so long to complete, we are splitting everything into groups. So we have a Group Alpha and a Group Omega. So let's start with Group Alpha. With arguably one of the laziest naming conventions, the squad is off to a hot start. With a chip on their shoulder from Bronze Battle's ranking, Croc has shown why he's the top-rated player on the team, being a massive tryhard and beginning the norm of scrimming between groups. Roro and Radical are ancient friends outside the server, adding to the team's synergy. And with Sally holding things down, one question remains. Will these four be able to tolerate Pi for long enough to make it to playoffs and beyond?
That's called cow tipping.
With FNC, it's cut and dry. If James is doing well, the team is doing well. If not, then they're not. Adeline, Lee, Nibus, and Gigi still have flashes of brilliance, but it's going to need to be way more than a flash if they're going to get past their 0-4 record. Really hoping this is only a for fun team.
Peter, the horse is here.
H has been beating the Vibes team allegations and showing what a scary shooter he can be. With Ender overperforming and Slow and Caleb running at the team nicely, they're barely edging out their group mates in the standings. Who knows where this team will end up? You know, once Tans actually comes back from India.
Squirtle, Squirtle, Squirtle.
Alex is back, alongside Season 1 player Cardamom and former Zirconian Darshan. With a Rookie of the Year contender in Colt, this team looks scary, yet unknown. And having only beaten IHOP, their playoffs chances aren't looking great. But hey, they have a positive map delta, so maybe there's hope. Speaking of, IHOP has a real solid foundation with Pavel and Eve reforming EMEA, looking to recreate their deep run from Season 2, alongside everyone's favorite funniest moment winner, Ethan. The team has a lot of potential, but they greatly suffered without a mid-rounder, their chem is supposedly awful, and why was my Waylay lurking?
Alright, gentlemen, that was my last one, unfortunately.
Okay, no, one more.
No, I'll play one more, I bet.
Being able to take a map off of T1 is impressive. Even Radical said their individuals are all capable, and I don't really want to play them again. The core of Angus, Snow, and Platy should be really good. Tuan is also really good. But something just feels off with this team. Maybe the part where they have 4 Smoke Senti players, no clear initiator or secondary duelist? I'm not sure. But with only 2 games played, they have plenty of time to figure it out and show how scary they can be. But seriously, Angus, how are you unavailable for your own tournament? I sung Amara's praises in the Season 2 Haters Guide. Sky and Karina are cracked, Nolan and Root provide star-level backup. Everything about this team screams world beater. One small issue, though. Yet they are absolutely crushing in their group, proving themselves against the likes of C9 and TL, with the only threat to their flawless group stage being T1. But who cares? These guys are definitely making it to playoffs anyway. This might be the season we finally beat the Claps and Friends allegations. K-Spars, Makia, Art, and Iggy can all very clearly hold their own, and obviously Claps is a frighteningly known quantity, consistent top 3 player. This might be the only time a team called C9 actually ends up winning something now that Iggy looks like he actually cares. With SRB, it's kind of up to Iz and JP whether or not this team does well. And when you rely on 2 duelists, it's easy to pick apart this supporting cast that doesn't even shoot the eye and leave them with nothing but mechs to close out rounds. But honestly, I have no idea with this team. How do you lose to Baka, but you beat SPG?
What's a fella got to do around here to get some apple juice?
Despite Devil winning Season 1, the Op Merchant has had a rough start on his return, but things should be fine going forward. Knight just needs to play like he does in EMEA, Lucas needs to not be driving 10 hours, Devil needs to hit his op shots, and Tenya needs to not play Sova. To me, this team is giving NRG 2024. So much potential, but no one's doing anything.
I just shaved my balls. Can I do a VOD review? Gonna have to decline that one.
For TS, just take what I said about SRB and copy paste it here. Straight Navi are fucking insane. But this team hasn't truly been tested against the heavy hitters of the group, so only time will tell if the backpack is sturdy enough to last the whole season.
That's impossible! You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
Yeah, man, I mean, fuck this team, man. Like, whatever, dude. I don't even care. Fuck you, Linus, you bald fuck. Kadek's good. Sting is one of the reasons JDG won Season 2. Cassie's already been recognized as underrated. Just take your playoff spot and leave me alone. All I can hope for is that their strength of schedule that they have left kicks them in the ass. The Zerk reunion. What an absolute mess this team is. 0-4 right now. They had the lowest rated player, who then proceeds to get banned. Love you, Jolly. Honestly, after playing them, if Solar stops lurking all the time, then I think this would be a really solid team. I'm honestly kind of baffled they have the record they do.
They wouldn't I would never swallow. I would never, I would never inhale. I would never inhale.
Potentially the closest team to their real-world counterpart. Each writer on this script agreed. We love everyone on DFM, but we don't expect much, if anything. The only hope for them is Haskan's and Longclaw's maturity. But if that's the best they got, then it's a rough road ahead.
Spank theory is a theory where a team can only get spanked a certain amount of rounds before they get turned on, get hard, and fuck the other team.
Guys, I think I was the problem. So far, SPG is off to a 4-1 start. It's really hard to tell where they're going to end up given the insane teams they have yet to play, but I know Thighs can show up and show out. The chemistry on the team must be great with Thighs and Duncan being in the third team together, and Derpina and Coolio signing up at the same time. And then you have Fuzzy looking like a most underrated player candidate. This team is scary.
Too many
Tonys. Yeah, it ain't looking good so far. Their losses were against good teams, but they weren't looking great in said games. Abstract makes his return, but he's looking rusty, and with Cyclone's consistency in agent selection, they seem like a pretty known and simple to handle quantity. They're going to need to step it up before it's too late if they want to make the playoffs. That being said, I am kind of mad that we lost to them. I'm recording this at 3:33 a.m. because I forgot to record an outro. So just wanted to say thank you for watching. Credits to Radical, Asher, H, Toxic, and Angus for helping with the script and with the notes for some of the teams that I wasn't familiar with. Credits to Ronnie and Snow for a lot of the logos that you see in the Plat Chat members tournament. And of course, credits to everyone who's a part of the tournament. I love you guys so much.
Welcome back. That
Absolute
was
cinema.
Season 3 Haters Guide, which you can find on Bronze Babble, where you're watching this exact live stream right now.
But don't leave to watch it now, because
Don't leave, yeah, we have to finish this section.
Guys, don't leave.
Then go and watch it.
Don't leave.
And like it also. But don't do that now.
yeah.
Do that after.
Exactly. First, let's get our feedback on it. Knight, I want to start with you because I think you faced the most slander.
We didn't face the most slander.
In this video, I mean.
No.
He's over it. He's used to it.
I think probably I faced the most slander, actually. Saying that my teammates can't deal with me, but we are winning, which is what matters. Maybe it's just me and Laura can't be on the same team. That's how it works.
What they say, winning fixes everything.
Exactly. Tell that to MIBR.
Funny thing, I think FNC faced the most slander.
That
Call
is
them
true.
a
No, I mean,
one-person team.
I mean, from people on this podcast right now, like
Wow,
the people.
that's what you
in
mean.
Here. Yeah, obviously, Navi faced the highest level of slander. They didn't even get a
Wow,
section.
one person
No.
faced slander.
One
Plat
person
is-
brought the whole team down. A classic.
Lucky.
It's okay, Linus. I love you, and that's all that matters.
He does. The rest of us don't. So
That's just not true. Like,
that's
what?
not a unanimous consensus from Bronze Battle. Anyways,
My question is, they said C9 isn't a one-player team with claps. Was that before or after he dropped a plus 33 KD against RRQ?
that
Definitely
happens a
before.
lot.
Definitely
I mean, it's-
before.
Definitely
yeah, it's-
before.
I mean, it's claps. Like, you know, he does that. That's a known factor.
Bro,
I
what
mean,
if-
Croc dropped
29
40 or
on-
something like that.
He got 29 on the first map, 31 on the second.
Okay, in talking about that, let's go on to the games then. Let's talk about the games. Let's start with Group Alpha.
Are we talking about previous games or
Previous
coming up
games. Before we do previous games and then we'll do the Preds
Okay.
after. So let's in fact let's talk about that exact game. Clap C9 versus RRQ. Let's talk about that exact game.
Wait,
What do we think?
Sorry, can we go in order so I don't like actually just
Yeah.
get super confused?
Okay,
I-
we'll go in
it's my
order
fault
of
for
how they
transitioning
went.
to that game, but like I'm gonna lose it if we don't go in order.
Okay, so what is technically? I don't know what we haven't covered, and there's going to be some that's out of our memory. So, like, what do we want to back up to? Because I feel like there's probably a fine line between what's too far and what's. Because what? We're in July now. Do we want to just cover the July games? Because that's.
No, we gotta go
I
at least.
think some of them are covered.
We have to talk about at least a little bit of all of them. I mean, what was the last game talked about in Bronze Babble? Let me pull that
I
up.
could be wrong, but I think it was 100 TFM, maybe.
I believe you.
I don't
know
believe
if you're right,
myself,
but I believe
so
you.
I don't think that's right. But
last game that was
didn't
covered
talk about any, which
was 100T versus Navi, and then
okay,
there was a Bronze Babble, and then the first game was Baka versus
Okay.
TS.
I was close. It's June 28th. I was close to the right time.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about that. Baka versus TS. What do we remember about this? This is 3 weeks ago, so we don't have to go crazy about it. But
AV
what do we remember?
gun good.
AV obliterate team.
Another choke. That's all I can say.
A choke. Whoa, we're calling it a choke job. Okay. I mean, it kind of close
It
rounds.
was a massive choke, bro.
Oh,
it was a
I
massive
see
choke.
Haven. I see Haven. Yeah. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's a massive choke. We were out. Personally, I think we were out calling them. We just didn't shoot back, so it's like whatever.
I'm lucky.
That's
Have fun.
still more on me, but it's also just I was a little out of it on Haven.
Happens. Let's go next one then. SRB versus EP.
Entropy.
This
Also
game
another
could've been
blowout. Huge, yeah. Another email game. Huge blowout.
Shout out Apple for trying.
Yeah. Shout out Apple for turning up to the game.
It's just hard to, your teammate dies, so like there's only so much you can do as a team.
Your teammate dies. We got great analysis today, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, we're the best minds that they could find, you know.
Game they've played. I could be wrong, but it's like they've actually been.
Apple's been doing like really, really solid stuff. Like it's been like Apple is a known quantity for EP. It's just the rest of their team is not like filling.
They
the
did
gap.
shoot back though on one occasion, which made me stressed a little. But it's like it's whatever.
the thing is, like, Blitz is also known quantity. Season 2, they were one of the top shooters. They were in contention for, like, looking like a team that could win the whole thing. And, yeah, it's just tragic now in Season 3. Maybe, just like James, kinda, hard to... I think Season 3 is just more competitive, so it's just harder this season.
It's more
We'll
competitive,
say-
and I feel like the highest, maybe something that could be happening on some of these teams is if you're the highest rated player and you're playing with someone whose floor and ceiling are a lot lower, like you feel like you have to perform better, and that added pressure could just be added
Too much.
pressure, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, FSG versus RQ. So this one's actually a good game. I remember watching it. Even though, yeah, the 19-17.
Yeah, this is the Coolio stand-in that was a big reason why it was close. Like map 3 was a 1917, which was an absolute banger to watch. But
only bangers on Split.
yeah, only bangers on Split. They win their first map, which was they win their most consistent map because in both their series they have won. Lotus, well, okay, we're looking what happened yesterday or on Monday is a bit different, but Split was really fun to watch, but yet again, they don't have Angus in this match. They have Coolio, who absolutely popped off, but it's not necessarily what you want from. Depending, doesn't necessarily what you want from your sub player. You would like your actual player there showing the pop off instead of some sub coming in and doing it. But I think that like even what they showed yesterday, they still have the ability to win, even though they did lose to C9.
Yesterday's game was also close, right?
No.
Nah.
No, I'm thinking of it.
It
The
was one
last
map.
map was close, not the whole game.
No,
I remember now.
I will say that it was only close because they snowballed a little. RQ, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
They're-
what it kind of is nowadays. Somal meta.
Yeah, but like they were never the better team in the game.
Yep.
So it's
We'll go back to going in order. So let's talk about T1 versus TL.
I hate TL's Summit comp.
Wow.
H is
Wow.
a solo deadlock on Summit Believer, and I think it's the most dog shit comp I've ever seen in my life. It's good on defense. It's good on defense, but like on attack, like I watched them lose like at least 3 rounds to just
Clove?
someone walking
out. Yeah, I was about to say
walking
that's
out
all I
behind them,
did.
like
I just walked out every single time, and like only like near the end of the defense of my defense half did you guys like start putting somebody actually there and watching. But by then it's kind of late.
I mean,
Ender,
speak for yourself.
It's gonna be kind of late because we don't have tans. Like we're filling spots. We have a substitute that like 5 minutes before the match is PC bricks. So we bring in Case Bars. And Case Bars is really good. Like I'm not gonna say Case Bars is really good, but we're just having like a million issues that have not really subsided. Like from the FSG game having just like things that were out of control, and then coming into this game and just not being able to play with the people we want is not helping, like in the slightest. So we're hoping that moving into the next couple games when Tans is coming back in the middle of August, hopefully. Not hopefully. I think it's confirmed for us. I'm not 100%. I'd have to actually talk with the team, but we're going to get Tans back, and hopefully that will fix like our role issues that we are currently having.
Wait, Knight, I want to ask you this, since you were there for season 2. Do you think the sub situation is better or worse this season?
In what way?
Like the subs that are coming in, this season I think they're definitely more fair overall. Do you think that though?
I definitely think they're more fair this season because we have rules this time instead of just like one person approving it or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's definitely more fair, and there's more people to judge and rule if it's fair or not. So that's always nice, and you also have to ask the other team if they think it's fair, which is also good. So I think it's definitely better this season. It's just we have to keep experimenting with stuff like this because there's just not one better format than the other. It's just like what everyone else prefers.
All right. Anything else about this game, Fuzzy? You have any other thoughts or no?
No, I just hate the deadlock on Summit.
Okay, buddy, move on from
All
it.
right,
We get it.
move on.
We get it.
Okay.
We get it.
100 Keys versus DFM. This game, I think, one that was also pretty good. Yeah, it was back and forth until that last map, at least from what I remember. Yeah.
DFM actually looked like they were putting stuff together. Nick, yet again, Nick did not have, besides on map 1, which they win. Nick was just nowhere to be found, but his impact like really fell off on the next 2 maps, and like that is, like Masao actually, at least in this series, was. Besides the last map, we don't have to look at the last map, but stats-wise, Masao was actually like putting up the numbers we expected, and Nick was starting like at least map 1. Nick was like, "Oh my goodness, Nick's finally back again," and then he just disappeared map 2, like into the void. Like it says he got 15 kills. From what I remember watching, it did not feel like he got 15 kills. I remember being like, how? I remember looking at the scoreboard and being like, he has 15. I thought he had like 5. And like I really like Nick. It's just his impact just disappeared on the map.
I think it's just that they're playing really passive as a team, and they're just having to play retake every time, and just not getting any impact around the map.
I don't understand what happened between map 1 and map 2. Like, obviously you can have like a better understanding of how to play on a map, but like on Lotus, they were just like team fighting and trading way better than 100T were, and then like between the maps, like I don't know, the dementia found them, and they were like, "What if we all played?"
I will shoot them.
Scared?
You said the thing.
I'll shoot them a little bail. They look decent on Pearl and Fracture, and both those maps went out of the pool, so they just lost all the like maps they potentially could have won on.
That's also fair, I would think.
Yeah, I think it's just like
I also 100T like locked in. Like they look,
Oh,
they
yeah.
look like a different team between
Abstract locked in on
map
that
1
map.
and
I
2 and
remember.
3. Like they had like kind of the opposite thing where like but before like on map 1, like DFM were just like taking fights together like confidently, and 100T were like, help, what do I do? And then on maps 2 and 3, like 100T were like, oh wait, hang on, we're supposed to be better. And then they were.
Abstract.
Like, their team fights just got so much better, and I don't know if that shook the confidence of DFM, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like DFM suffer from not having like a number 1 shooter. Like a lot of other teams, you have like at least 1, maybe even 2 people that are like, yeah, these guys are my shooters. They will shoot. DFM, they have shooters, but nobody's like that guy, you know what I mean, on their team that they can like really have consistently putting up numbers at least. It was just unlucky, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough that their highest rated player is like a super good supportive player.
Yep.
Like Masao is an
Masao, W.
excellent supportive initiator, but that's not necessarily like for this tournament specifically what you need.
But yeah, when you have people like Claps, Croc, H in this game, in this season, like, yeah.
You just named
All right.
all like 3 players from the same group. I think that's criminal. I think that's
almost
criminal.
like
shout out
God, Group is
Just
stronger.
shout out is. Just shout out is.
Oh,
shout out
almost
AV.
like Group Alpha is stronger
Like,
than Group
what are we
Omega. Just
talking
saying.
about?
Just saying. Group Alpha every team group.
I
album
agree,
amongst
but
the
like,
teams
come
in Groups
on, like, what are we
Omega.
doing?
Oh, whatever. Let's move on to the next game. Another T1 game. T1 versus FNC, Cal Pal Fan Club.
They
I'll talk
looked.
last since this is my game.
This was a funny one.
They looked better, and obviously Fuzzy was on that game until Gigi came back. But they looked.
No,
they
I was in it
had.
the whole time. K-Spars.
Oh, sorry, K-Spars got subbed out. I forgot. When they had K-Spars, they looked better. When they didn't, they did not. James obviously putting up the insane numbers that he has been known to with this team. Lee fell off quite a bit in this game as well. I was like, also for some reason he was playing the entry characters, not entry, sorry, but he was playing Neon on Split and Summit, which he was okay on Split, but on Summit he was. I don't understand the Neon Summit. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Neon has the ability to be actually that good, and he had the worst stats of that map. This is a pivot point. Someone else can talk. I did stop talking for someone else too.
Knight, did you watch
I
this
just
game or
don't
you
know if there's
asleep?
that much to say about this.
I was observing this game.
You're just, I know.
I was really focused on how bad the defense was from FNC on Summit. They kept leaving Gigi solo on B, which just is never a good idea. Just put your low ranked player to try and get at least one one kill every time. But then also they just didn't do stuff mid either. They just kept going. They were fighting A main, I think.
The theory
A lot of the
behind
time on defense.
Leaving Gigi alone was to just have her like.
But she's
use
so
all of her util, just
yeah.
dump for everyone to rotate.
But she was so unaware of like.
It turns
if you look at pistol,
we neglected to teach her how to throw a Sage slow orb correctly, which is, as it turns out, something which was necessary. So
I think
that was rough.
You just blow up this team, bro. Blow it all up.
Is it possible? Do we have the crew of season 3? FNC.
This is not the. This is the TS of season 3, bro.
The
What are you talking about?
Tequila Sunrise.
So TL is actually the crew of season 3, and then this team is the
I would say
TS
DFM
of
is the crew of season 3.
potential
No?
man team. Biggest
Yeah.
potential man team. Two man,
Do you-
3 more teams now, so you can have multiple titles.
Sure.
And then Ascent, it just Fuzzy turned up for Ascent at least.
Yeah.
That was a funny map.
Really not
Yeah.
like it's really frustrating how like FNC has these players who you will see greatness from them on maps, but like as a collective they just don't show up. Like Lee has had pop off maps. Nebus is good. James is good. James is consistently good. So James is like the consistent player, and then Nebus and Lee can have these pop off games. But the problem is you need consistency from them, and the problem is that when they are not consistent, they're dropping like some, I'll be quite honest, dog shit numbers.
Yeah.
Summit from Lee, he's 6-19. Like that feels like crazy.
Yeah. Like,
And
I
like
think my
we know
problem-
he's good.
My problem with FNC is that it's James on the whaler. Like, yes, he's really good, but that means he should be on the cleanup duelist. He shouldn't be on the full entry. I think Nebus should be like Nebus from last season had a really good neon. That was really good that we liked, and that's what we should. And he is on. Where is he on?
I mean,
Yeah, he's
they
on
already
Neon
tried
now.
it, and the other matches just didn't work. They're just trying to do something new here.
I guess they're trying to do something new, but like I
Yeah,
think James
like-
should just be on the cleanup duelist, like the Phoenix even, and somebody else should be on that full entry, that death dive entry. 'Cause I think that would really suit them, but gotta try new stuff.
It's a bit late in the tournament, which is unfortunate for them to do that because they're unfortunately like a little bit out of it, which is just super unfortunate to say. Because I think from the flashes of brilliance we've seen from them, it sucks to be like they just didn't put it together. And like if they even win out the next 3 games, I think mathematically have a chance because like if there's a possibility within the games that are left, people can just kind of lose, and the max I think is 3, so they can win their next 3 matches and make it, but they still have like a really hard road ahead technically.
Yeah. Because it is a strong. It's like it's a very top head, like very clean divide between like the winningest teams.
I
with
don't
Alpha
think
and
that's
losing
true
teams.
because all the bottom teams have to face each other, I think, which means
that means that's good.
FNC are just out.
But FNC hasn't played the bottom teams, and because at least us and IHOP, if I think if we beat IHOP, they can't make it because the head-to-head means that we would just make it. But if we lose to IHOP, they have still a chance.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, that's
they
right.
need to get 5th place and then tie with the 4th place, essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Next up was
SRB and SPG, which is the game of all time, the top of groups, fist fighting it out in Omega. Fuzzy, how did you feel about this match?
This was
We
the
played dog shit.
The funniest thing though, just like map 1, oh my gosh. Map 2, what? And then map 3 is like, oh my gosh again. That's a roller coaster of a series.
Like, we were just throwing rounds on Lotus. This should have been a clean 2-0. Also, he knows this, and he won't mind me calling it out. Thighs could not shoot his gun that series. Like, he was just losing every fight he took. It was rough.
Just, like, yeah, that one was, like, if you look at the stats, because, like, if you want to take them into consideration, Thighs across all the maps it dropped the worst rating. And also, like what the fuck are these ratings? I'm so sorry. How did you guys lose this?
Well,
That's just from the
ratings are
second
fucked
map.
because we just
Oh,
absolutely
you're
killed
right,
them on map
because
2.
the things are glitched.
I will say though
No, they should be decent. It's just if you look at the Sunset ratings, like Duncan's at a 2, like our lowest rating. on
right,
Sunset
because
was
they shit the bed on
1.1,
Sunset,
and their
right.
highest was 0.51. Like the ratings look stupid because we rolled Sunset, but
Wow. I didn't even take a look at the ratings. I remember watching the game, but like this is.
Was this the game you guys had to crash? This is the game you guys had to crash, right? And then you had to restart the overtime.
this game was
Or is
cooked.
that a different game?
Yeah, it's the overtime crash.
Like
that...
I think the
I also want to say I
personally,
don't want this to take away from the SRB win. Like that was not like the nonsense that happened on Ascent was not why we lost.
Oh yeah, of
They
course.
outplayed
No.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not trying to say that they did not. They absolutely deserve this win, but also I think if we redo that match today, I think we 2-0. But that's
I
obviously cooked,
personally
you know?
think that the timeouts helped SRB a lot because I watched back the VODs and the second half 5-round lead was because of SRB not taking enough space around the map, and they were just 5-man hitting everything. And like for example, the bonus you get, like they had all 5 people in mound, and you just trapped them.
Lotus? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but realistically, they should have someone else on A, or they should be putting pressure on A. And after the timeout, they did start doing that. So I will say they did play a lot better in the fourth quarter. But also you guys did miss a little bit on opportunities, so that's a little unfortunate. But I will say SRB definitely played like the better team in that fourth quarter. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate for you
SRB
guys,
just
but...
got never play Sunset again, I guess.
Yeah, and on Ascent, I think that was more SRB being really bad on defense. Really, they just weren't proactive enough on the map. Like I'm looking back at the VOD, they're just sitting in spawn or on site, just waiting for you guys to hit them. Which just isn't a good thing when they have Neon Phoenix. Like they need to be proactive, and the 2 rounds they did win were when they were proactive in B main. One of them was when they just I think they won out the fight, and then the second round was when they just stalled the time long enough for you guys. When you hit the site, there's like 20-30 seconds left where they just the time pressure was enough to put you guys in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have like 2. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, like, I know we like lost in the end, but I think we actually came out of that game like feeling really good about our chances going forward, especially because on Ascent, like, we were down 10-2, and like I feel like for a lot of teams, like, it's just over there. And there was like not a single second in our comms where we weren't like, nah, we're winning this shit. You know? Like, obviously we didn't. But like,
no, I think you guys did good though
there
to
was no
capitalize
mental
off of
collapse
that.
happened.
Yeah, I think you guys did good to capitalize off of the fact that SRB were misplaying their defense, which not a lot of teams can do. So that's good. That's some good signs.
You guys are yeah. What's the? You guys
We
are
have to
definitely gonna be
play
in,
TS
right?
and Bucca.
Yeah, you guys will both definitely be in on the playoffs. So
Next match.
next match, which is
EP versus Baka.
yeah, EP versus Baka, another tragic event for
Apple.
Yeah, for Apple. I
For
think
Apple.
they got a map. They got a map, and it went to overtime on the last map. But like,
We went to overtime on the last map, but like, they were still being outperformed. The fact that it got to overtime was, well, mostly because Baka decided to actually turn up for the second half of the game. But they outperformed them in almost every, like, statistic wise they did, but also like in like map control, getting into that and then getting into overtime, it looked like the rounds that they won. It's like, oh, this would what we should have seen in the first half, because they just looked far more like actually controlled and what the space they were taking and how they were playing together. They looked like a far better team in that second half, and the first and they win Lotus pretty handedly. Like Apple put up like 25 and 11. Blitz actually, Blitz has a pretty solid game, 23 and 14. Solar's falling up 19 and 8. Like you have their players actually coming together, but Ascent was Solar and Apple putting up numbers, and then Haven is just Blitz, Solar, Apple disappears. Like you have your 3 players that are good, but like why is it not adding up? Why are things not going your way? And it's because of the map presence that they have, which you'll see. Like if you watch it back, they lose Haven because they have like 0 map presence. It feels like.
I really hated how Solar was playing on attack on Ascent.
Yeah.
Like he was just sitting in a
Yeah.
for the first like 50 seconds of the round, and like, if you know someone's been walking out of A main every round and you want to like punish that, sure, but like they weren't. So he was just sitting there, and then like 2 of his team would die on the other side of the map, and we'd be like, well, guess it's time to go get the spike back, and then he would almost win a clutch and then lose.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
I just don't really know what he thought was gonna come of sitting in A main and not doing anything.
I gotta add something. I don't know who's calling for this team. Is it still Solar or is it Blitz?
I believe it's Solar, but I don't know if they've changed.
I don't know if they've changed it.
Because if anything, I'd have to think Blitz is super vocal, because that Haven just you 2 weren't here, but Pi knows about the Koi Haven where we smashed Zerk, and when I was playing Haven personally, I could only reminisce about Zerk's Haven, and that's why I got a really good read on what they were doing around the map, to be able to come back. So that's obviously nice, but I do think the way they play is really predictable, in my opinion. because they were doing is they were just sitting outside and waiting for a push, and when we didn't give it to them, they contacted it up garage a lot of the time, I think.
That was their main
Which
play
were
thing. They did
yeah,
a lot.
but we had a trip there and we had a cam watching it. So if they broke trip, we still had a cam watching it, and we could rotate at least one person over. Like they just didn't have enough pressure on specifically A, where they just threw a cage every round, but they didn't actually ever go short, which is really weird. But I don't know. It was just
Either because Blitz did VOD review a lot in season 2, right? Like if and you guys have played Haven before, right?
yeah.
So like if Nate's just not VOD reviewing as much, so because that the cipher setups in Garage seems like a very obvious like default clear type thing that you would do if you knew about it. I guess, just not much.
I mean, it just felt like they were running the clock down and then
forcing something.
You know what it felt like? It felt like NRG 2024, where they would just go around the map, throw a little bit of util, and then run away and think they faked the other site, and then magically all the other all the defender players are on the site they're hitting. Yeah, it was just really bad. It was a really bad attack side from them.
Is there any mathematical chance for Entropy to get in still, or is
No, they're
are they
gone.
out?
No, they are
Along
out
with,
because Navi have 3. Okay, well, they're not technically out because TS has played no games.
TS has to play, yeah.
Like TS has played 0 games, so technically they make it. But if TS even keeps anything form consistency wise, they're eliminated.
The only reason they're not out is because TS hasn't played a game and 100 Tonys hasn't faced them yet. But if either one of those things happen, they're out really, unless they win against 100 Tonys, I guess. That would be it.
We need PCMT.gg to code in one of the prediction combinatorics, like so we can figure out who's still in, who's not in. So we don't have to keep doing this guessing stuff. That we
I
have.
believe DFM is out.
DFM 100% out, right?
Because DFM has to. Or okay, they're not.
No, they're not out. They're in the same boat as.
But they have not played against Navi yet, which is like the difference between Entropy and DFM. Entropy's played the 4 top teams besides TS.
Yeah. That's why that Navi TS game was before it got canceled. That's why it was important.
Yeah. So there's just weird spots where this is. Omega's in a weird spot because TS has not played their games. So like mathematically they're still there but like if TS wins, I think one more game they're like straight up out.
Yeah. All right. And then the most recent game played 2 days ago, C9 versus RRQ. This one, Claps Classic, ancient Claps technology, season 1, season 2, now season 3. Yeah. Who wants to start this one?
I know, like from an outside POV and the stats, like it looks like Clap just carried C9, but I think it was more of a macro misunderstanding with the Viper from RRQ. Like, I was like, I picked up on the Viper orb, like in post plant, you're supposed to have the Viper as this VIP type of person that can cycle through the smoke, whether it be on A or C in the CT choke. But the only round where that Viper smoke was there was really early on. It was like round 2 or 3 where Juan threw that. But every other time, Juan either died or just had the smoke somewhere else, which is really unfortunate because that's the only way this comp really gets wins on attack. Really is, or majority of attack rounds. That's where you get them, where you just have Viper and Omen cycling the smokes and having enough stall for the post plant to just count the time down. But they never had that, so this.
They were also using the same wall every round on defense that I absolutely hate.
Mm.
It's the one that goes from back Plat on C.
Oh, yeah.
Like through front garage and then mid window.
Yeah, I
But
know.
like, I feel like if you're using that wall, then you have to be fighting for mid space. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
because the trade-off is it gives up all of the front of C site, which like is fine if you plan around it, but like they weren't taking the mid space either, so then they just had
You're
a
just
wall
losing
that
map
was
space, yeah.
giving C9 free map space.
Yeah.
I
And
will
it's like
also
okay
say
for
like
retake, but like yeah.
yeah, I will also say that the reason you have that wall is because similar to the Cypher backside setup is you want to fight to hold the backside space, but Juan majority of the time was fighting ahead of the wall, which just defeats the whole purpose of it and loses you all that space with Viper pressure, which is really bad from them, in my
It
opinion.
looks like they just copied like the comp, but didn't like understand why you have that comp. Almost like I'm not sure if you remember Knight, but like season 2, first silly first game against DRG, same thing. DRG said they just
Oh, do you
copied
mean?
a Huh?
Yeah, the bind game or
the Haven.
Haven game?
All the way back. The very first one, the very first DRG silly game. It was
Oh,
like
are you talking about you guys? I thought you
you
were talking about
guys.
DRG.
No, I'm
like
talking about
on Silly. You on Silly.
No, but I'm talking about the reason why we beat DRG was because the reason why we beat DRG was because they said they just copied like top comp, but didn't actually know why they were playing it, and after that they just started playing what they were comfortable on. That's what it kind of looks like here. That's just a very niche antidote that I see, but yeah.
Playing Viper. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. Like, I understand there are. Here's the thing. I'm gonna put it like this. We are playing with some people who are not high ranked, and that's not their fault, like at all. But they sometimes
You
don't
just
understand
hate
how to
low
play
ranks.
around Vipers. Yeah, I hate Slow Ready, my teammate. He needs to like get off my team so I can replace him with a Plat. No, I'm kidding. He's Plat.
No, he just needs more frames. He's on 40 frames.
I know. But
960p.
my realistic assessment is that Viper's just not that good. Like right now, like I understand the idea that you're going through, but at least in PCMT, Viper's just not that good.
Well, I mean,
so
I think on Lotus Viper is still really good, but I'm trying to find the video. There's a TMV video where he goes through like agent non-mirror win rates, like per map, and on Haven, like obviously this is like tier 1 data, like
Yeah, of
in this
course.
tournament. Like if you're good at like I don't know,
I mean, we're pretty good
ISO,
like that.
if you're just killing everyone on ISO, like you just play ISO. But like overall, like I feel like Viper isn't really a like an agent where it's like you pick it to carry from, unless you're like Nats, and with all due respect to Tuan, they are not Nats. And like Phoenix just hard clears Viper on Haven right now. Like it's not
You just flash
even
through the wall.
close.
It's not that. It's more snowballing where you could just run through the util. It's also a problem with the. It's not just Viper. It's also the KJ. Like the mollies aren't good enough to stop a double duelist comp.
And Clap's reanimation comp.
Yeah.
Clap's killing everybody comp.
Yeah. I mean, like, yes, yeah, I guess we can put up to that. I think it's like 70% Clap shooting and then like 30% the Viper. But like,
I mean, Art was also.
I think
going
still
crazy on
mostly just
Haven.
Clap shooting, 29 and 10.
Yeah.
Like Art actually had like one of the better aces I've seen this season.
Oh yeah, it was like that was heat.
The updraft into Heaven was like actually so sick.
Oh, it's tough. This C9 is. They've played against FSG. I don't think they've played T1 yet.
C9?
No, they have.
Yeah.
They won.
No. Yeah, we lost to C9.
Right. So C9, in my opinion, they've lost to FSG. So if you want to include that, FSG is the top team. But I think C9 will go into playoffs as possibly, in my opinion, the best team at coming out of Alpha.
100%. No, I agree with that as well.
Just they are unbreakable, like mindset wise when it comes to vibes. Like they're just unbreakable. They are always in every game that they've played. So it doesn't, like, for me, I'm just looking at this team going like, this team will just walk, like, we'll walk a team that's just not like, as soon as that team gets down, they'll just continue to slam them. They'll snowball them, not even in money, but just also with like mental.
The Claps Case Bars duo, greatest duo, I think, all of PCMT. Because you got, well, again, once again, you guys weren't here for season 2, but there's an interview clip with Case Bars. And I think this is really like captures what he knows his place. He said that he's a 3-part drone. He has the Sova dart, the Sova drone, and then his body, and those are all parts to get information for Claps.
Absolutely legendary.
He knows his place, and that's like, and like he plays it to perfection, and just allows Claps to get all that information to go get kills. Yeah.
Yo, I gotta go to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah,
okay,
Fuzzy's dead.
Right now, or like you do pred?
I'll put my preds in chat. Like I'd have to leave now, but I'll put them in.
Yeah,
the
yes,
chat.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Fuzzy.
I didn't like the guy anyway, so it's all good. Thorny, you want to come in?
He doesn't know
Sure.
shit about this.
I don't know shit, but
he's just gonna make predictions from like the void. Just like,
I'm gonna take Fuzzy's predictions. I'm gonna try to reason with them.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Just give me a moment. I'm gonna swap the name tag.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with. Well, I'll start us off then here. First game going up here Thursday. TL versus IHOP. We don't have a drop down, right? But we could just.
Yeah.
We just want to say it out
We
loud.
can go one by one. I think might be a little.
We'll go
better.
one by one. Yeah, we can just go one by one. We're not doing any guarantee. Just don't. If you have one set in mind, don't change it just because of a guarantee.
Yeah, just try to. We try for consistency's sake to really work it together.
Knight, you go first. Who do you have?
Huh?
Who do you have for this game? TL, IHOP.
I personally picked. I'm sorry, Ender, but I picked IHOP.
It's a fair prediction. We're not looking in form. Fair prediction.
Yeah, I think the roles on your team just don't convince me enough. Like it's not that I think IHOP are a good team. I think you guys are just not a team.
Not a team. Shoot.
Like you're going for too much individual things. Like I haven't seen you guys play together since Tans got deported or went back to India.
That's a crazy statement.
I mean, it's kind of that's fair.
Like,
I sadly also have to go IHOP.
Like I don't know what happened. Maybe you know something more, but like it just doesn't seem like you guys are playing.
Yeah.
Things are changing. Have to go IHOP here.
Yeah.
Simply.
It's just unfortunate. Like I don't.
Same reasoning. IHOP are a team. TL less of a team. Also map pool.
Map pool? I don't know about that one. That feels a little bit. But I mean, fair enough. I can't.
Okay, what are you predicting for yourself then, Ender? Are you going to...
I'm predicting we're winning because we're about to we are changing roles. Roles are changing, and then they're probably gonna swap back when Tans gets back. And so
I hope to see this.
We also like there's a couple like you have to understand like things are coming together. Caleb is out of school right now. And he just did like massive for us because now he's actually playing the game. I don't think you understand how important that is to like what we're doing. He's actually playing the game.
I don't play Valorant games except for PCMT matches. I haven't played Valorant games in a few months, so I'm not sure if that's totally necessary, but yeah.
Well, if you've seen his mechanics, you might, understand.
This is true. There are several GIFs of Caleb with the caption Caleb and then him whiffing shots.
Yeah, so we are hoping for everything to just work out so very well when it comes to that, at least. And that's just like speaking from where we are realistically. Obviously the game's tomorrow, and maybe my computer blows up.
All right,
Things
Thorny.
happen.
Yeah.
You now have to defend this position from Fuzzy. Fuzzy has predicted TL. Defend it. Go.
I think that just I mean, I haven't seen the map pools, I haven't seen the predictions, but from how you were talking about IHOP, I assume that the team was like, if we were doing a Shio analogy, it's like patient in the ICU, just like on the brink of death, but not just there yet. Like their family is spending insane money trying to keep them alive, but it ain't looking good. So here I'm gonna have to go to TL because they're getting the role transplant right now, and I believe they're full recovery.
It's gonna be like a biomechanical heart that gives them like superpowers.
Nah, IHOP aren't that bad. They they almost beat FSG. They did 13-0 FSG actually.
The first or two,
they just
which I'm very
threw
sad
away their moment on like in a couple of moments. Like they lost, was it 11-4 on that Haven against SSG? Yeah, that was rough.
What?
IHOP threw a 11-4
Oh,
lead.
IHOP, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, we lost to SSG. It's like, I don't remember this.
No.
Bro, they played a game without you. It's crazy.
They like to throw a little bit, which is a little worrying, but I think they'll be a decent team.
All right.
Nothing exceptional, but
all right. Next game, TS versus 100 Tonys. Let's start with
Tonys.
Tonys. Okay, let's start with. I'll go first. I'm going 100 Tonys.
Yes.
I'm going 100 Tonys because I believe in 100 Tonys.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. I don't have any more in that. I just in my heart of hearts, I know 100 Tonys will.
And okay, I'll go next. I think 100 Tonys have improved every week. Which is cool. It's pretty cool. But this is more doubting TS. Like, it's nice to have the best, like statistically, the best player on your team, but they only have 2 people shooting, in my opinion.
Yes.
Which is Straight and Avi. So, and 100 Tonys, they also have 2 consistent shooters in Abstract and Cyclone. And if 100 Tonys can just get that extra edge, which in my opinion would be their mid-rounding, and maybe even if Jordan shoots, like Shadow shoots, that'd be they would just be a better, in my opinion, they are a better team. Just we haven't seen enough of TS really to judge them fully, but
W name leak as well. Good stuff.
Yeah, I
This
just think
is the game that determines if EPN is out, right? If TS win one more, it's just fully.
No, then it's not fully.
No, they are fully out. Or
They'll
I
be
guess
three. TS will
Navi.
be three,
Yeah,
so, like,
I guess it would Navi. That'd be it. But,
It would depend on
TS are beating the absolute fucking brakes off 100 Tonys. I think that 100 Tonys are just they are a solid team, but I think they, in my opinion, will lose to the very high firepower of TS. I think that team is you have Straight, who's just going to get the entry, and Avi, who's going to get 4, and like as much as the rest of the team does indeed matter, they are shooting at an incredible level that I don't think will be stopped by 100 Tonys.
And then Thorny, now you also must defend TS.
Who did Knight end up betting?
Knight ended up betting 100 Ts.
Yeah, so I'm just betting opposite of Knight here.
Well, you have to defend Fuzzy's Preds, and Fuzzy's Pred is TS. So
yeah, exactly. I think betting opposite of Knight here is really good. So
You're
TS
also
will win.
putting opposite of pie. so-
Yeah, TS will win.
All right, next one then. SRB versus Navi. Ender, you go
Yeah.
first.
This is where you come to regret your words, Thorny.
Yeah.
I think he'd be really funny. Now, I love the Navi guys, and I think the Navi guys are gonna win because I need them to win because I need a 3-way tie for the 1 seed. I need a 3-way tie for the 1 seed because, from what it is right now, Navi has lost to SPG. SPG has lost to SRB, and if Navi if they beat SRB, there's a 3-way tie with like
Three-way
how
head-to-head.
that works. 3-way head-to-head that gets to be decided by math, which I think would be really fun because there's gonna be a lot of arguing, and it's perfect.
Well, it goes head-to-head maps and then rounds. So
Yeah, head-to-head
but
will
yeah,
become
it's still
tied,
funny.
and there'll be maps,
Mhm.
and that's all I truly want.
Okay,
I will
Knight.
also pred Navi because I am their coach, and I also know how both teams work, and I personally just like Navi's system more. But
I am predding SRB because anti-Linus technology.
so Thorny predicts SRB because he said anything opposite.
No,
No.
I am
Navi.
here I have to go for Navi because I love Linus with all my heart, and also he's my coach in EU.
Also, Fuzzy
for my
is also
team.
predding Navi.
Yeah,
So you
Fuzzy's
have to-
predding Navi. Yeah, but who cares, honestly?
No, you must. You are a stand-in. You must take the place of the main cast. That's how it works.
Yeah, but apparently, so far, I've agreed with every pred. So, yeah, Linus my goat. That's all I have to say. Also, Cassandra is my goat as well. W Navi.
FNC versus RQ. I have a feeling this might be a very slow PCM Bronze Babble guarantee. But let's start. I'll go first. I also have RQ winning this.
Yeah, I have RQ. I talked with
went first last time.
James. Or I've talked with. I know internal stuff about FNC. Let's just say no one's happy, and someone's oblivious to the unhappiness. That's all I'll say.
FNC the koi.
They're not koi, bro.
Oh, okay.
They're in the bin, bro. They're in a
Just
dumpster
checking.
fire.
Just checking. Okay.
If
Ender.
Let's
just get them all out first. Let's say what we have, and then we can go on.
It's RQ, man. Like it can't be anything else.
When someone goes low, FNC go lower, bro.
And Thorny, we can see
Fuzzy
here.
also has gone for RRQ, and my reasoning for that is I have a stream of KC versus Fnatic, the team that takes the same name as FNC, going right now, and I'm not loving what Fnatic are doing, so I'm voting for RRQ here. And also my mouse is also RRQ. I have Pulsar X2H Mini RRQ edition.
Yes, because
let's go
RRQ are a
RRQ.
good team in
Yeah, let's go RRQ.
All right, Knight, you were saying something about the internals.
I already said my shit.
Oh, you
You already said. He said that they're blowing it up. They're
Some
replacing James. James has obviously been the problem.
Oh, no,
Replacing
no, no,
James.
James been the
They're
problem.
adding
no.
to the roster
No,
Solar
no.
Core. They're making
No,
They are not doing this. They are not
God
doing
no.
this. Because that would
This
actually.
is live information.
I think that would
Inside
piss them
information we
all
just
off.
got.
I think everybody would start fighting.
For people are upset, one person is oblivious. That's all I'll say.
No, but now they're gonna watch this and know. Like,
They'll
I
never
don't know
know,
why
bro.
you would do that. You just.
Yeah, why would you?
They'll never
Why
know,
would you?
bro.
Why
air
would
out
you
the
do
dirty
that?
laundry like that, bro?
They'll never know.
Crazy.
Cut this out. Producer, cut this
It's
out.
live. It's live.
Stirring shit up live on broadcast is crazy.
That's good. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes Bronze Babble fun. We need drama like that.
But yeah, RQ like just look like the better team. Like,
Even though they've lost, but they look better
But, like-
losing than FNC.
but FNC has just looked like I mentioned this the first Bronze Babble of the this season. They have James, and then
Yeah.
they have they have nobody else backing him. They maybe have one person, like you'll maybe have a pop-up game from Lee or Knee Boost, but like it's just consistency. It consistently
else
changes
there.
at the top, and consistently no one else shows up. And Knee Boost and Lee can shoot. They just I don't know, like what we got to catch them on the right day. Oh, like we won't schedule a game this week because we haven't caught them at the right time. It's like we
Guys,
can't.
I know the solution.
Okay, what's the solution?
They just
Knight?
need 2
Let us know.
subs.
2 subs.
Just like that's how they live.
It's genius. Almost like that first map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta get rid of 2 of the players. It's genius.
Hmm.
All right.
Mm.
In that case, let's move on to the most important segment. The segment that was stolen from me, but I will say its correct name anyways. Bode's Beautiful Bounty. Oh. We have two things here. We have Dan Chase for getting hacked. That was good stuff.
Yep.
That was
Not how you spell
Mr. I clicked on the
bro.
link. Huh?
That's not how you spell bow.
Yeah, I'm checking it right now.
Yeah. Dan Chase for bringing me lots of cryptocurrency. That was good stuff. I clicked on the link. It was real, in fact. Mr. E really did give me all that crypto. It was real. Everybody, if you see that, click on it. It's real.
It's real. Okay. I need to now go back.
And then, did you guys already congratulate Ronnie for graduating from med school?
Nope, we didn't do it on EMEA because we don't have our Bow's Beautiful Bounty segment. This is just for you guys.
You guys need to create. You guys gotta have one there. Actually,
Yeah.
no. We're special. We get to have this segment.
Yeah, you keep this segment. We have Taylor's fun fact of the day. It's fine.
Ooh, okay, that's good stuff. Yeah,
it's
Ronnie
interesting.
for graduating med school. Also, Ronnie for just like in London being like the nicest person ever and giving out stickers to everybody. That was great.
Yeah, I think we did a shout out for Ronnie and everybody at London on the previous episode because it was like right in
Gotta
the
do it
middle
again,
of
though.
that. Yeah. Shout out Ronnie. Also, shout out H for teaching me production
You
like
made me
20 minutes
remember that I
before
didn't finish my fish and chips.
Shout out Thorny for doing the production 20 minutes after learning it.
Oh,
yeah.
Good stuff.
Now I need to figure out how to end the stream. There's 2 buttons and I don't know which one to press.
I assume we're also double streaming on Twitch, so it's probably for both.
You could just click both of them. Sure, it's fine.
Just click everything, shut everything down, turn off your PC.
Do you want to say goodbye or are we already done?
I thought, alright, we'll see you guys next time. Episode 17 of Bronze Babble.
Yeah, we went
Maybe into
from
playoffs by then, if we're slow. Hopefully not that slow.
TS will not have their game matches done.
Yep, that is
I
a fact,
love
though. That is
TS.
guaranteed. Hopefully
Surely
we get to
there
the
will be
point
something
where
done
it's
about
like mathematically like TS is irrelevant. You know what I mean?
That's just not gonna happen because they're 2-0.
True. Watch as like they have like 5 games and they're all relevant games. Like you have to play all of them for it to matter.
I'm actually gonna be so
That'd be
pissed,
funny.
bro. I want to make them forfeit.
All right.